From high atop, it's Mount Manitoba, the official home of NotInHallOfFame.com, and of course the sister sites, the fictitious Athlete Hall of Fame, the fictitious Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and the United States Athletic Hall of Fame, where you can vote right now in the first ever athletic class for the United States Athletic Hall of Fame, done by a Canadian. www.notinhalloffame.com/USA. And back with me, and I'm just gonna change this up just a little bit. Back with me, of course, after a little bit of a 30-day hiatus, it's Brad Nelson. And the only reason I gave him second billing here, Andrea, because back from a whirlwind tour of all of the sub-Pacific, of everywhere she wanted to go, where she was asked multiple times about her appearance here on the Not in Hall of Fame network, the Buchnerverse, of course, is Andrea Tessmann. Andrea, now how many autographs did you sign while you were away?
I mean, how many times do I have to sign for my drinks?
She can't
I
count
don't have
that.
to sign for drinks anymore. It's all done by an RFID token. Order from your app.
Okay.
They bring them to you. And I was hot tubbing in Antarctica, and they were bringing me, well, whatever drinks I wanted. I was going to say margaritas, but there were margaritas. There were martinis. They bring them right to the hot tub. It's great.
There you go.
The problem is getting out of the hot tub afterwards.
That was the bigger problem, but actually getting in, like, because when you're getting out, you're at least warm. Mm-hmm. When you're getting in, it's pretty chilly.
Yeah, but warm and very drunk.
Lots of people were considering us crazy, but we just told them we were Canadian, and then they went, ah.
That seems to be sort of the be all and end all. But I'll bet, Andrea, but when you made plans for this cruise, you did a lot of research, didn't you?
A fair bit of
research. Why? Because you want to get the best deal. And you know what? I have a deal for all of you. I do. Now, maybe some of the people here are watching this here on the Buchnerverse, but if you're all part of that, then you're a sports fan like me. A sports ball fan like Brad. And Andrew likes to ogle athletes.
I like the cheerleaders.
Well, that's not wrong. That's why they have male cheerleaders there for Brad. But it's all good. But now I'm going to help you bet. Did you say bet? I am going to help you bet, because you see, we are now joined by BetStamp, and let me tell you about BetStamp. Let's say you want to make a wager on. Okay, you're both fans of the Canucks. Well, you're not really a fan. What's your usual thing about the Canucks there, Brad, that you always say?
The one that I can repeat on a sponsored ad, or
yes. You can yes. I'm already going off script, so that's okay. They kind of do
the X-rated.
Hmm?
What's the similarities between the Canucks and the Tampon?
The similarities are?
They're both only good for one period.
There you go. That's not even X-rated. But let's just say Brad's got a hunch that the Canucks, they're going to win. They're going to win tonight because they're playing. He just knows something, because maybe he was out and about and he saw the other team get drunk. And he knows that they're not going to be ready to perform. Or he knows that maybe Andrea was sort of like entertaining them a bit.
Hey, I haven't done that in years.
I was just talking alcohol. I don't know what the hell you're thinking of. Jesus Christ, Andrea. There was some.
Get your mind out of the gutter.
Yeah, there's some people who are here for the first time. I'm not trying to make myself here the misogynist asshole. That happens in the second time they come here. But Brad's got a tip. He thinks, oh my God, the Canucks, they're going to win. They are going to beat the dastardly rival Calgary Flames. Who's going to give me the best odds? So with BetStamp, here's what you do. All the companies that you'll bet on, like be it William Hill, 888, Bet365. There's all sorts of things with the word bet. And if you can see which one is giving you the best odds just by going on this app. Pretty cool, right? This is the Trivago for sports gamblers.
That's actually pretty cool.
It's very cool. It is.
I'm not a bettor myself, but I know a few people that might be interested in that. What's it called again?
It's called BetStamp. And you can yes, and there's other things you can do on this, because if I make a bet, I lose because I suck. But BetStamp will provide you with access to some great people who actually win things. BetStamp doesn't care whether they don't. They're not like the other ones. They want you to win. They're trying to help you out. Like it's the brilliant idea. So they want to, so you can follow people and you'll see their record, how good that they do. How awesome is that? And here's
pretty awesome.
Yeah. So download this today, and I got a promo code.
You have a promo code?
I have a promo code for all of
Hit us with the promo code.
It is, and Brad, you're going to recognize this one. It's Buck25.
Oh.
Yeah, because I'm the Buck, and I want to make you 25 things. I don't know. It's also half my age. It just seemed like it made sense. Hey, doing this for $1.25. You can remember that. I can remember that. And I've got no brain cells left from years and years of drinking. And that's, so there you go. Bet stamp. Download that right now. There we go. And that.
Hang on, I'm on it.
All right, look at that. And now I read copy pretty good, huh? Actually, that wasn't the copy they gave me.
No, pretty obvious that wasn't the copy.
That was not copy. That was some good improv skills, though.
I was watching Robin Williams on a rerun of Law and Order SVU, so I felt inspired.
I get that. Did you do enough coke though to reach that level?
I don't do coke anymore.
Just like the smell of it.
Only the kind he puts his rum in.
It's not rum today. It's whiskey. Tis the whiskey. But you see, today, here's the main event. Here's why we're here. I gave you crap to look at, and is this crap? Is it not crap? Well, this is a group that fascinates me a little bit. Didn't fascinate me at all. I've selected, because we alternate our picks, One Bad Apple by the Osmonds. And the biggest reason I picked it is I can't remember this at all when I first looked at it. I thought this was going to be the cheesiest thing I ever heard. So when I actually picked this, I didn't remember it because, well, do any of you? Honestly, all of you listening, unless you're maybe over 55 and we're a really big fan of Donnie, you probably don't remember it because you don't hear it anywhere. You don't hear anything from the Osmonds. And for reference, I'm 50. I'm 50. That's right, I'm 50, and I'm fabulous. Yeah, no, okay. Okay, I don't do a good Molly Shannon.
Maybe not.
No, I don't.
Not fabulous.
No, I'm still 50. But when I was a little itty bitty kid, I remember Donnie and Marie being a huge deal. And it wasn't until years later I knew that there was a bunch more of those Osmonds. Didn't like them, but I knew that they were big. Here's what I didn't know going into this, that the Osmonds, who actually sold over 70 million albums, believe it or not. Think of that, 70 million albums. That is insane.
Mm-hmm.
That is insane.
But they were a big deal years before as a barbershop quartet on the Andy Williams Show. Now, Andy Williams, for those who aren't aware, think of, what's sort of like a good one? Think of Bing Crosby, but light. Does that make sense? Even though Bing Crosby is sort of.
Yeah.
Andy Williams was a crooner, a massively successful one. We could do just a whole pile of shows just on his number ones. We're not, but we could. So a lot of people loved Andy Williams of that, it was, a lot of people just loved that. So these were these kids, these Mormon kids. I think, were they Mormon or were they Church of Latter-day Saints? I don't know that, or is that the same?
Mormon, same thing, but Mormon.
I didn't know that. All right. You can tell how much I know about religion. So these kids were pros. Now, I was looking at some of the old stuff. Now, I think most people watching this are not really into the whole barbershop scene. I'm sure as hell not. But if you are, and you see these little kids who are cute and they can do it, and apparently they hit their mark every time, it's pretty goddamn impressive, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, barbershop isn't easy. So they're pretty intricate harmonies. Mm-hmm. So you got 4 kids doing it, that's pretty impressive. And doing it well. So out of 9 siblings, mm-hmm. I think 4 of the older boys.
Jasper's
because Johnny then joined later. What?
Oh, Jasper's trying to jump in there with the barber dog quartet.
That's understandable. Mm. So yeah, I mean, I'd say that's pretty Pretty impressive.
But I would imagine that when you're a kid at this point, growing up in the 60s, you kind of want to play your own tunes. And then they did. And so here we have one bad apple. Now, did either of you remember hearing this ever?
No.
No, I'd never heard it. But when I put it on and I walked around for a couple of days with this thing stuck in my head, just a tune running back there, it very quickly, within seconds, I was just like, oh, that's Jackson 5.
Right.
Well, it was
the
written for
Osmonds,
Jackson 5.
yeah, the Osmonds were the white Jackson 5.
They tried to be.
They were a lot more approachable for suburban America to like the Osmonds.
Well, sure, they're gonna like clean cut
White kids,
white bread boys that rather than 5 black kids. Just the nature of early 70s America. But they were this barbershop quartet. Then little Donnie wanted to join. And then they they recorded this at Muscle Shoals, which is very, very strange in terms of the sound that they were going for, to put them into an R&B driven. It's a very different sound and impression.
Oh yeah, I mean, Muscle Shoals was known for soul.
Well, yeah, exactly. And so they didn't stay there long. They kind of buggered off again to a different sound, more in the country variety show style. But so they were given this song that was originally written for the Jackson 5. You can hear it in the song. There's nothing wrong with the song. It's a poppy, chintzy, full of synth riffs and screeching vocals that Donnie couldn't quite hit.
Well, he tried.
But it wasn't terrible. I actually thought this would be a lot worse than it was.
I agree with you there. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't awful to listen to. It's catchy, poppy.
It's got a funky beat and I can dance to it.
I don't know if I would have liked it better if it was performed by Jackson 5.
Well, it probably also would have been arranged differently too, because then it would have had the whole Motown behind it.
Yeah, it would have had a lot more Motown on it for sure. Yes. That was the weird thing with this though. Immediately I went to this has got to be a Jackson 5 song that they're covering and what have you. No, it was written for the Jackson 5. The Jackson 5 didn't take it. The Osmonds did. And it was their only number one
as a group. Yeah. Technically, and here's something I didn't know. We could maybe look at this another time. Donnie did go number one, Puffy Love, but they were still backed by the Osmonds. They just gave him the full credit for it. I don't know if we're going to look at that. But so here's a question for you from what we're looking at. And then when I was talking to other people from this, because most people remember Donnie and Marie and they don't remember that there's a bunch of others. They just don't. It's like, like I said, Beyonce, Kelly, and the other one.
Yeah, we all remember that there was Donnie and Marie's incestuous little relationship thing, and very rarely do we remember all the backup singers, the other Osmonds.
Yeah, no, and I'm with Brad on this one. So all you Osmond lovers, hate us both for that comment.
Hey, we don't know that they slept together. They were real close though. No, because you can't prove a negative. So let's give them the benefit of the doubt and say that they didn't invent step sibling porn.
Brother and sisters don't sing love songs to each other. Don't.
Yeah, when Kenny and Dolly do it, it's okay.
It's almost as bad. What was it Nancy and Frank Sinatra singing love songs to each other?
Oh, Something Stupid.
Yes.
Yeah, that's another bad one. Don't do it. It's not good.
Well, even that one wasn't so bad because
that was her dead dad.
No, that was Nat King Cole.
Natalie Cole.
Natalie Cole. We did Unforgettable. Yes. There was nothing romantic about her cover of it.
It wasn't. You look at Nancy and Frank Sinatra singing that, and they're looking into each other's eyes, holding microphones. the cover of Unforgettable is a very different vibe to it.
It's just saying unforgettable. That's what you are, unforgettable, though near or far. That's my darling. It's incredible, and it's not got anything that's really overtly sexual or anything like that. This is an homage to her father.
Sure.
Hey, you can take it however you want, deconstruct it in whatever manner makes you happiest.
But you'll be wrong.
Generally, I just take it to the trash because I hate that song, or her version thereof.
See, the BCers ganging up on you, Manitobans. Oh, there's only one of you.
He's gonna pick up the dog.
Oh, yeah, okay, all right, even match.
Manitoba?
Even match.
Hi, Winnie. Do you name every pet you have after the place you live when you got them?
Yes. Well, 2 for 2, but yes. That's why my brother is hoping that my next dog is named Aloha.
Nice.
So here's a question for you guys. From what we've learned, and this is my belief anyway, and let's see what you think of that. Does this go number 1 if Donnie doesn't join the group? Because Donnie, because this kid, say what we want, but he was a damn good looking kid. He had a presence, and the girls loved him.
They really did. They went completely bozo over all the Osmonds. But
he could sing too.
So I mean, like
he, as I said, he was straining to hit some of those notes, but he could hit them. He could pull it off. So that they couldn't have actually performed the song as it is. It would have been a completely different song without him.
Oh, without a doubt. You need that higher voice in there. I mean, like I said, it was written for the Jackson 5. That part that Donnie came in on was written specifically for Michael. It would have sounded weird to have like a baritone come in there.
Now, after this, they remained pretty successful. But what really that I found interesting afterwards is just how, and I wonder about the dynamic going on there, because if I'm one of the older kids, and maybe they're all well adjusted, I have no idea. From what I've read, they pretty much are. But if I'm watching pretty much the two young ones, because Donnie and Marie just pretty much take everything right over. Because only a few years later that Donnie and Marie, and again, say what we want about them, that maybe they loved each other a lot.
They were very close.
They were very close. But in the late set, that was a chemistry that made them perfect for that type of television that they had, the shitty variety shows.
Hey, I would love it if they brought back a good variety show, man.
Yeah.
I say, hey, Craig Ferguson's coming back to TV. That's a bonus.
In a variety show?
Not a variety show, but he is getting a show again. And we have had a distinct lack of good Scottish hosts for shows. So
I love Craig Ferguson, so that's great news.
Craig Ferguson is amazing.
Yes.
I think honestly the desire for variety shows is part of the reason why the America's Got Talent franchise does so well.
Ooh,
it's quite possible. But I mean, I'd like to see the old style variety show, like, and this is gonna, make Andrea's ears perk right up. A Muppet Show style, where you have a special guest. And
they did a remake of The Gong Show not too long ago, which was pretty funny.
Yeah. But you've got your special guest, you've got a musical number 3, and then you've got a little sketch, and then you've got something else. It's just a good little variety show.
I just want to put this out here. So if there's any Canadian producer watching, I would be a great host for the Canadian Gong Show.
Yes, you would.
I would. Actually, and Brad and Andrea would make great panelists.
I could sit on a panel.
Judge the shit out of people.
Oh, I absolutely.
I would love to get up there like
hysterical.
Do you remember Gilbert Gottfried on Hollywood Squares?
I would have had to watch Hollywood Squares, but no, go ahead.
Oh my God. With him in there. He was in there. He was sitting, I think he had center tile for that one. And he was in there and misleading the guests so much. And as soon as they would screw it up, he'd be like, "You idiot!" Just going off on him like that. And then he'd give them the right answer. No, I know this. It's fine. And then they'd pick it, and you it. I loved Gilbert, man.
Yeah. Norm hit me pretty hard too when he.
Oh, Norm.
That one hit me harder. So with this,
did you hear his? You heard his moth joke, right?
Oh yes.
I love the moth joke.
Yes.
If you're watching this, by all means, go and look at the moth joke after we're done. We'll let you know when we're done.
Sure. Well, yeah. Well, we're getting there. We're getting there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was actually trying to listen to a lot of the Osmonds discography. It wasn't very good. I didn't really enjoy it, but I do appreciate that they're above average talent. Is that sort of safe to say? They're not great, but they're.
Simon Cowell would have given him the buzzer.
Simon Cowell, yeah, Simon would have given them the buzzer. He wouldn't have put them, they wouldn't have got through, but for the 70s, for that era.
Yeah, they were mashed potatoes with almost enough butter. They were very bland. There was nothing to them. It was yeah, very palatable. That's what I'm saying, is it's very palatable, very easy to eat, easy to listen to. There's nothing challenging about the Osmonds. They're a nice, white, clean-cut group of guys, like Andrea was saying before. So you don't have to adjust your expectations or broaden your horizons to listen to the Osmonds.
And I think the great thing about that, and people can correct me if I'm wrong on that. Yeah, I know they went bankrupt at some point, or were near bankruptcy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. They sort of, like when Donnie Marie got canceled and just things changed so bad. I mean, or the taste changed. They weren't expecting to be canceled, so they probably were living beyond their means as a family. There's probably a lot of decisions making out of their control. Not saying that Mr. Osmond was Joe Jackson, but they might have exchanged Christmas cards.
I do know that there for a while on every like if you're homesick and watching TV, on every opportunity that he could, Donnie was taking on morning TV shows or special guest spots on game shows and stuff like that.
He could do it in his sleep. He's a pro. I mean,
he's an entertainer for sure, but it got to a point where he was almost Rex Manning.
Oh, Rexy, you're so sexy.
Oh, that is awesome.
Mona,
well done.
No, it's just he was so washed up that like there was a beached whale beside him.
But yeah, it was something that Donnie could do in his sleep. And I give him credit. There was never, like, unlike the Disney stars of today, there's no scandals. I mean, yeah, Marie got divorced a pile of times. So big whoop.
Ooh, there you go. If you took Tom Jones and washed all the cool off of him, you get Donnie.
But you can't wash all the cool off of Tom Jones.
But if it was possible, if it was possible, you know, if you just dulled him out a lot, and you know, but yeah, I mean that's kind of him, a consummate performer, very camera friendly, the whole 9 yards. I don't know how much Botox that guy had, but still,
I have good genes. I mean, I don't think Paul Rudd has had any. Look at him.
It's true. Well, Paul
Rudd is a vampire.
Yeah.
There's no other explanation.
He's got a picture of himself hanging in his lobby.
That could be. There's something about that man. He has not aged in 20 years.
Brad, you and I are older right now than Wilford Brimley when he did Cocoon.
Oh, I know. Isn't that weird?
It's awesome.
Wilford was just born an old man. He came out and he was like, yes.
I think he might have been Benjamin Button.
He might have been. Except he didn't get younger.
He just stayed old.
He came out with diabetes, eating oatmeal, and that was his shtick for like 1,000 years.
It's the right thing to do.
Oh yes, for all those people who love Wilford Brimley, this is the podcast for you.
Yeah. Hey, who doesn't love Wilford? Cocoon was a great movie.
Yes, it was. It was an awesome movie. I'm blown away because I think it was maybe the second time I saw him, because he was in The Natural with Robert Redford.
Ah, yes.
Yeah. So, and God, he looked ancient then. So he would have been 45 at that point.
Man, Just born an old man.
Well, crap, he would have been the same age as Robert Redford. By then, I think. Robert, how old's Robert Redford?
No idea.
Why are we talking about Robert Redford? Andrea, this is
I don't
your
know,
job.
'cause
You had one job, and that
He's
was
much more interesting than Donny Osmond.
Yes.
that's
Because
very true.
not a heck of a lot of scandal going on there, other than like the bankruptcy and stuff like that.
Which isn't really much of a scandal, really. I mean, like,
No,
that's,
not really. He
I
made a
don't think that was
mistake.
even his fault.
No, mistakes were made.
I mean,
And so there we go. We've got exactly what we had to say on the Osmonds, I think. But I don't know if there's enough in there to write a book on. What do you think, Kirk? You've written books.
I have written a book.
You've written a book?
I have. And if you go to Amazon right now, you know what you can get? Chavo Guerrero Instant Classic about the late, great Chavo Guerrero Sr.
Well, we're coming up to wrestling season soon, right?
We are.
Yeah, so it's a great wrestling season present.
Absolutely.
Or Valentine's Day. Get the one you
Easter.
love.
A book about Chavo Guerrero Sr. I mean, like, I couldn't
Exactly.
think of a better Valentine gift.
There's a lot of hopping around in wrestling. Easter present right there.
Ooh, look
Yeah.
at that.
Yeah.
That sounds
You
awesome.
find it under your Easter tree.
I gotta tell you, sometimes I cheat on you guguys.
You cheat on us.
I have,
Wait, you've been seeing other people.
I have been seeing other co-hosts.
You've been podcasting with other people?
I have.
Holly podcasting. Oh, Kirk, you.
Oh.
I have. Well, there's the weekly show where I look at Hall of Fame related news with Evan Nolan, your friend, my friend, Evan Nolan, the co-owner of the Buchner.
It's worse that he's my friend, and you're doing that behind my back.
I mean,
Evan should come on our show again. We liked him.
That's true.
I mean, it's also like, most robberies are sort of done by people,
Yeah. We should get him back. A foursome would be nice.
Yeah, it's probably not what Andrea had in mind with the three of us.
He's talking about podcasting together,
Oh.
Kurt. I don't know what you're talking about.
Four in the
I don't know.
squares.
4 screens,
Okay.
We're all in our little boxes.
All right. Yeah. I mean,
We
that's
should
true.
get 9 of
I mean,
us.
I don't touch white girls. I really
Well,
don't.
I mean, your anaconda don't want none unless they've got buns, hon.
I'm a gardener snake. Anyway, where did I leave off? Yes, I'm plugging more things.
Oh, let's not talk about that if we're talking about butts.
I can't. Well,
And what other shows have you got?
thank you. Now
Brilliant segue.
now look who remembered her job.
Occasionally, the ADHD just kind of spins
Oh, yeah,
around
yeah.
and goes, "Oh, that's what we're supposed to be doing."
30 days off and we're getting sloppy there. I just recorded a show today with Chris Bourdet, and we looked at this craft was on national television. We looked at Small Wonder.
Ooh.
Ooh.
So have you gone back and watched that?
Well, I had to because I talked about it.
Yeah, no. I was just saying, like, if you watch more than one episode, shit does not hold up.
Well, I only watched the pilot, and I'm never watching anything else again. That was the
Okay.
first thing I ever watched.
Because it's weird. Like the show Dinosaurs holds up. The Wonder Years kind of holds up.
Sure.
Small Wonder does not hold up.
It didn't hold up
kinda
in
holds up.
1985, and that
No, it was
when
bad
came
then.
out. It was
It was
horrible.
very bad.
Brad, you just like Alf because he eats cats. No lies there.
Yes.
No, I'm just avoiding the innuendo goblin who's like trying to burst out of my skull.
Well, and so speaking of eating pussy, hold on, this isn't a great segue for this. I'm going to do this anyway. Did I lose Andrea?
Yeah, I think you broke Andrea.
Okay. Here's a show that has none of that. A show that I just started with my good friend Paul Lawrence. Paul and I look at retro football shows. So we just did the Ice Bowl, the 1967 NFL Championship. And it was a lot of fun. So if you're into old classic football, this is the show for you. Because we had a lot of fun doing that.
Was that the one that had Joe Namath, the cross-dresser?
That's actually the next one we're going to do because that's Super Bowl III. Are you pitching to be a special guest on that?
No, the only thing I knew about Joan Amos is that he threw the dead pig and he wore nylons.
Both are accurate. So well done.
Thank you.
Yes. Holy crap.
I don't know what position he played.
If he threw the ball, what position did he play?
The ball throwing one. Can't they all throw the ball?
No.
Who's not allowed to throw the ball?
Sorry,
Why
I'm cackling.
Why can't, okay, why do certain people get to throw
It's the
ball?
quarterback.
Because
that
that's
throws the
their
ball.
job. That's their role on that. If one of the offensive linemen do that, that's considered a penalty. They're not
Mhm.
allowed to.
What if I've got
And
the
the
ball,
defense
but
definitely don't touch the ball.
okay, what if I've got the ball and somebody's coming up from behind me and he's going to tackle me?
You're
Can
not
I
the
not throw
quarterback.
the
You have to
ball?
lateral it back.
I have
Okay,
to throw
no,
it back?
I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this.
Seems unnecessarily complicated.
It's not a simple sport.
Well, I'm a simple man.
And it's the right thing to do. All right, let's just move on here.
Diabetes.
What else do I have to plug? Oh, there's going to be a new show with my good friend, one of my closest friends, Dave Johnson and I. And here we haven't even come up with a title for it. Maybe you guys can. And you might want to be a guest on that. It's going to be When Athletes Try to Sing. And we're going to just look at when athletes sing.
I would like to be a guest on that.
I thought you'd be a great guest on that, Brad,
Why would they sing?
because they think they can and they can't.
You could
Oh, yes,
also have an occasional episode of that's when athletes think they can act.
Oh,
Well,
there's a lot of those.
It's funny you bring that up. Evan and I came up with this idea. We're going to retroactively sort of like do the athlete Oscars every time.
Oh,
Like we're going to start like from like 19.
I'd like to be on that panel.
Oh, there you go. So,
oh,
be like
let's not forget about Shaq, man.
Shaq. Well, yeah, for he's better than most, and that's saying doesn't say much. Does it?
Hey, OJ got to be an actor for a little while.
You know, what's he doing now? I haven't heard about him. I haven't seen him. I haven't heard about him since the Naked Gun thing. Hope everything's okay for him.
Yeah, he seems to be doing all right, I think,
Okay, I hope so. I mean, like,
since after the Naked Gun.
yeah, I mean, like, I'm a former Heisman winner. I mean, like, first guy to rush for 2,000 yards. Other than that, I don't think he did anything else.
No, probably not.
No, history won't remember him for anything other than being a
I heard that
Or
he
a
tried
runner.
out. He tried out for NASCAR, but he couldn't drive very fast. There was something about that.
Oh yeah, and he unsuccessfully, I think, tried to be a glove model.
Right, but he's got big hands.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm sure he's still doing okay.
I'm sure he's all right.
Probably
Yeah,
doing just
and,
fine.
I know he's really good. He was really, really, really good friends with Bruce Jenner, and I mean, like that, nothing could have happened to him either.
No, what would have?
So, anyways, are we
No,
done
we have to
plugging
end
the
this call
shows?
from
Okay,
1995.
who's picking next week? Because Andrea's totally botched her job here.
I have one. If nobody else, I didn't know whose turn it was.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
you got to make it up for it because I
think I
have
missed
one
a
just
few.
in case.
All right. Well, I'm going back to, I don't know, the 70s. We're doing Welcome Back, Cat.
Okay.
Ooh, Mr.
Welcome
Cat.
back.
Yeah.
The same
Dreams.
old place that
What?
you laughed about.
Where?
Welcome back. Oh, Mr. Carter, Mr.
Damn it, I knew you were going to do something better than I could, asshole.
What?
No, you're just better at this stuff than I am. I've all my impressions are very specific and things that nobody else does.
Listen,
Brad does the screechy nasal voice well.
well, I'm screeching and nasal. What can I say? But
Oh,
no,
your dating
you're,
profile.
no, that's screechy and anal. But anyway.
I thought it was scratchy and anal.
Oh, that's that. See, misprint. What was I going to say on that? Oh, yeah. As far as when you do an impression, Kirk, you do a Kirk Buchner presents this character.
Very unique ones that nobody else has ever thought of because they're completely idiotic.
Yeah, I'm working on my David Attenborough though, so it won't be all screechy and nasal.
Oh well, here's my. I've ever done my Horst Buchholz.
Who?
Horst Buchholz, the German actor from Magnificent Seven.
Oh my
Hello.
God, it's been ages since I saw the Magnificent Seven.
You tell me to clap my hands. You tell me to clap my hands. Master impressionist.
Kirk, your impressions remind me of the Family Guy doing impressions of John Wayne.
Boss East and Los. Pilgrim.
Why is that a dagger I see before me?
Pilgrim.
Pilgrim.
And those are movies that don't hold up. Last time I saw my dad, I'm at his house and he's watching the John Wayne film. I'm like, geez.
Well, you gotta ask yourself one thing, Pilgrim. Did I fire 5 times
great.
or 6? Well, do you feel lucky, Pilgrim?
Now you're completely.
Wow. That's actually pretty good. John Wayne passes Clint Eastwood. Why the hell didn't I think of that? Damn it! That would have been right up my alley. I'm going to use that at the bar one time, and I'll forget that it came from you, and I'm going to do this on one of these shows.
Dude, you don't have to credit me. You can take whatever you want.
Mm-hmm. Well, here's
You
what I'm
live in
going to take. I'm going to take the show off the air. With that,
right.
Yes. Let these nice people go.
let my people go.
Blink twice if we're holding you here against your will.
Oh, okay. I'm not forked twice. Blink, dumbass. Okay. All right. So wherever you are, wherever you may be, stay safe, everybody.
Good night.
Bye.